Level B layout. If you've completed level A, then you're ready to add level B to the game. Level B has new tiles, new pollinators. The tiles in level B are very different because now instead of the male and female plants both being on the same flower, they're separate. You now have a male karamu and a female karamu. The male is pollen, the female receives the pollen and makes the berries. The male does nothing else. So as the male is blown along the ground cloth, when it lands on the female, it pollinates her. So she has no counting board. Put them out where the named positions are, making sure that you match name and gender. This for male, that for female. So karamu goes out like this. The male is here because we're going to have a westerly wind. Oh. The same is said of Miro. Miro has one male and 3 females. The male will blow across the female. So once again, no counting board. The third plant, Whaupaku or Whaupaku, has separate male that gives off the pollen that's carried to the female and she makes berries. But on the female there is a counting board because now you, the pollinators, have to carry the pollen from the male to the female. And should the wind blow, these blue tiles will move across. So that is now pollinated. So you put down the number of ripening covers indicated. 3, there. Across. Across. This one wants 5 ripening covers. Across. Across. And this one's going on to this one, 3. When the blue tiles blow off the board, then they're out of the game. Level B, pollinators. 2 new pollinators are added in level B, 1 to each team. You get the same number of turns as you had in level A, so once an element card is turned, you can have a look and decide who will be able to play in this weather. And then you get, not everybody's used. The bumblebee, it still only has a half circle, so it visits every flower of one species once. So if we were doing kurumiko and it started here, it would go to here, drop off 4 pollen, go to here, drop off 4, and go to here, drop off 4. In another round, if the bumblebee decided to visit, if you decided the bumblebee would visit Whaupaku, bumblebee would start here, because this is the male to pick up pollen. It would then go to a female and drop off the pollen. But because it only, and that's all its pollen dropped off, because it's only able to visit each flower of a species once, it can't go back to Whaupaku. So that is its entire move for that round. The new nighttime pollinator is gecko. Gecko has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves across 6 squares. It can start anywhere on the board, but then it stays on the board. If it leaves the board, it cannot return. So I'm going to start on the male. A gecko can visit things as many times as it likes, but it's limited by 6. So we're going to say that this gecko picks up pollen from the male, goes to the female, drops off 4 pollen. It's one step. back to the male, 2, back to this one, 3, drops off 4, 4, picks up pollen, 5 and 6, and drops off there. It stays where it, on the 6th move, it stays. So gecko can move backwards and forwards, side to side, and up and down, but it stays there.